This Guy's Garage. Like and subscribe.
You guys are the first witnesses we're hearing in this study. We'll be hearing from Imperial on Thursday. I was wondering if you could let us know, when was the first time Imperial reached out to you, and what was the content of that communication? Perhaps start with you, Chief Adam.
Kearl never reached out to ACFN. It was former chief of the Mackay First Nation, Chief Mel Granja, at the time, notified me on February 24th and told me that, did you hear of the Kearl Lake incidents where they're leaking tailings ponds into the Firebag River? I said, no. And he said, well, you better get on it. How come nobody notified you? I said, I wasn't aware of this. And this was 10:30 at night.
And what year?
2023.
Okay.
February 24th, 2023 is when he called me. When I initiated the action about what was going on, I initiated to my team on the that same night. The text message went out. By next day, on the 25th, all hell broke loose because of what had happened.
And that's very concerning. So what engagement has Imperial undertaken since this incident has become public?
What Imperial did for ACFN was that they allowed myself and my 3 staff members to go into site and to do a site visit. When we went into the site and we looked at what was going on, it appeared to myself as an individual, and I can contest to this because I still have the videos in my phone. It occurred to me that not only in one area that the tailings pond was leaking, but it was leaking in several areas. Because you have 3 different incidents in 3 different areas where seepage is coming through.
And just perhaps to Chief Tuckaroo, when did Imperial first reach out to you, or did they?
You're on mute, Chief.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Layla. It would have been around the same time as Chief Adam. You got to remember too, I just became the chief in October, and then until February, I had no knowledge of what transpired before that until we were notified in February as well. Thank you.
And did you also hear from Chief Granjam, or did you hear from Imperial directly?
No, I did not hear from Chief Granjam. From what I heard was we didn't hear from Imperial right away, so it was more or less from the word of mouth from the street. So that's why I we got my JR team to question.
No, I appreciate that. I think it's important to make sure that we have these facts on the record, because it is critical as we're going forward that we have that information. And I believe you guys all have impact benefit agreements in place with Imperial. Is there anyone perhaps that can talk to how that communication is supposed to look like as part of the impact benefit agreement?
When it comes to impact benefit agreements, in our impact agreement, Imperial was supposed to notify us of everything that happens on their site, and that goes for every oil sands operators out there too as well. For some reason, this had a breach, and they breached their own agreement. We, as the First Nation from the Athabasca Chippewa First Nation, we always uphold our side of the agreement and not talk bad about the oil sands operators. We gave you guys the trust that was required for them to operate in our region. To withhold information for 10 months and for how many years is absurd and appalling. Why do you continue to lie to us for? What have we done in regards to Canada that we lied to everybody? We never did anything to anybody. All we want here is to be told the truth in regards to what goes on in our region. Our region has the world's largest economic industrial movement going on right now in this globe. Tell me anything different that you guys are going to do it in a safe environmental way. That's all I ask.
To all of those nations, water is sacred in your culture, and you depend upon it for food, for drinking water. Could you perhaps amplify on just the mental health impacts, the psychological impacts, the worry that this is causing to all of those communities based on your recent meetings?
Yes, when it comes to these issues in regards to safe consumption of food and water, after being notified about the spill from Kearl Lake and being told and finding out that it was all true, I went back home to Fort Chip. I had to turn that tap on to cook my food. I drink 2 cups of coffee every morning. Where did that water come from? And knowing that turning that tap on could be detrimental to my health, I had to take into consideration that how many other people in our community feel the same way, and they don't even know of this information yet. When I went home knowing of this information, I felt so alone that I did not know how to tell the people what was going on. And yet, sometimes to be called down for telling the truth. I'm a good man. My dad raised me up to be a good man. My mom did also. I don't hurt people. I try to give people a good life and a good responsibility of raising up their kids so that our life will continue on. Why do I have to come before the committee to defend our community again? When is this going to all end?
Thank you, Chief Adam. I think Mr. Grijar wants to end it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief Adam, for that those powerful words. Martin?
For sure. I think the mental health impacts and the concerns and the lack of transparency and the continued lack of transparency is only causing more and more concerns with the community members, especially when we're entering into spring and everything is going to flow a little bit easier and I think we have to keep that in mind. We came out of COVID and communities have been isolated, and Indigenous communities are very social people. And now we come into where communities knew the tailing ponds were leaking or assumed to be leaking, and now this is the first case to actually validate everybody's concerns that these things were just escaping outside of their control.
Your hand is up, Chief Tuckero?
Yes, it is.
But is is everything okay with the sound? Is it regarding the sound?
No, I'd like to add to that, to the mental health question. First of all, the gentleman that did ask the question, he made reference to the inevaluate and the Dene and the Métis in the area. Correction with that, you got to also remember that there is the Mixtu Cree First Nation in this area from downstream. Thank you. Okay, as the chief in community, since the start of the year, we've probably have had 18 deaths in community. There is a crisis in the community. People are committing suicide. Is it tied to what's going on with the water and what people are thinking? What's going on? It's something that needs to be addressed rather sooner than later. I truly feel where Chief Adam's coming from, because like I'll go back to like the kids swimming this summer. How do we give them a peace of mind and certainty that they're okay to swim there? You got to remember the swimming pool here in community is only open Sunday to Wednesday, or no, I mean from Wednesday till Sunday, and the kids use these water bodies for swimming during the winter months when they can't access the swimming pool. I'm being questioned by parents. What are you guys doing? How can you give me certainty my kids can go into the water? And I'm going to be honest, as the chief of my First Nation, I can't give them certainty. So that's why I'm asking the federal government, the Alberta government, and everybody that's involved, that you guys need to pick up your socks and quit having these meetings in silos and coming into community. That's where we're getting the divide and conquer. 1 week we have Imperial Oil here. They'll say, no, that's RMWB's questions. RMWB comes into community. No, that's for the AER. And then I met with the AER on Friday, and I had the same question about the kids swimming in community. What did they tell me? That's a question for the EECCC. That's all you guys are doing is turning this little merry-go-round. And who is the people that's lives are being at risk here? Is the people of the Fort Chipewyan community. We are sitting ducks. Nobody cares about us. People, this is the truth. It's profits over people. And you know what, you guys, we do have IBAs with industry players. And like Chief Adam said, we are always the good partner. On the other side of always thinking that they have the best interest of us. But how could we think or have assurance that they have our best interest when we only find out something 10 months after the fact? Me as a parent of 2 young daughters in this community, it's stressful. And like Chief Adam said, when he turned on that tap, it's the same thing I thought about a week ago when I was taking a shower. Am I okay? Imagine that, the undue mental stress, just because we want to do something that you guys have every right to do whatever you want in your healthy communities where you guys drink water. If this was in Ottawa right now, I guarantee there would be a crisis. When is Indigenous lives matter? I think you guys need to take a hard, serious look and think the time is now, because if this ever happens and along the Athabasca River where one of the tailings ponds is actually situated, and if this goes, this will be the death of Mikisew people. And all for profits over people.